say a few words about how you were at the start of art therapy on your first day? What was going on for you?
I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I just went with the flow of what my body was telling me to do.
Okay. And when you came to art therapy, what was happening for you in your life at the time?
My partner was pregnant at the time, and then the week after we had our son in the world.
Mm-hmm. Your first child?
Yeah. So that was a bit exciting.
Yeah. And what was it that you wanted to work on in art therapy for the sessions that we had?
My attitude towards people.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, I used to be a complete idiot with treating people with disrespect, and I wanted to work on that.
Mm-hmm. And in the time that you've been doing art therapy, would you say that anything's changed in regards to that?
Yes, a lot has happened. I'm more aware of me doing something now than I wasn't before.
Okay. So this process has helped you gain awareness about your behaviour when it comes to your attitude? Okay, so this first piece of artwork, would you like to tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I see this picture in 3 different ways. The first was when I was in trouble with the police. I got locked up, and so it's a jail cell in my granddad's roller door. And then the second way is a box in a box. The third way is a flag blowing in the wind with rubble and bushes blowing in the breeze. And there's the apartment block in the background. Then the other way is there's one end there's a car crash. Then in the middle of the picture there's a car speeding down the road because he's just robbed a bank or whatever it is.
And what was it like doing this artwork and looking at it in a different way like that?
I didn't know that I could look at artwork in different ways and it puts a story behind it.
And did that story help you?
Yes.
How did it help you? What did you realise after doing this picture?
That this stuff happens out there in the real world.
Mm-hmm. And then you did this one.
Originally it was 3 circles. Then I transformed it into an island where there's trees, and in those trees there's birds. Then in the corner of the page there's a sun, and on the island there's 2 people kicking the footy just for a bit of fun, and there's a boat, and so there's a boat sitting in the water.
Okay, and what was the feelings that came up seeing this picture for you?
Peaceful, calm, relaxed, enjoy.
Mm-hmm. So what was the contrast between the 2 pictures that you noticed?
So the contrast was one being cool, calm and collective, and then the other one was just a complete bad picture because people stealing.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to tell me a bit about these guys here?
Well, my second time I've been here, I made 2 puppets. One's name is Mr. Sporty and the other one was Miss Cloudy.
Can you tell me what they represent?
So Mr. Sporty represents peace and respect a respectable person, then Miss Cloudy represents anger, disrespectful to other people, and that's how I used to be, respectful and disrespectful to some people.
Why has she got cloud over her head?
The reason why she has a cloud over her head is because she doesn't want people to see her eyes or her face.
Why not?
Because she just doesn't like people knowing what she looks like.
Okay. And what's that she's holding?
The thing that she's holding is her special crystal jar.
And what does that help her do?
Makes her all calm and makes her become calm again.
Okay. And what was it like when you did a bit of a role play with these two puppets? What happened?
It was very funny doing a role play.
Yeah. What was funny about it?
I've just never done puppet role plays before.
Yeah? Do you think it helped you in some way?
I think yes.
How?
Well, one represents respectful and then the other one represents disrespectful, so
how was it useful for you to see them like this together?
because I could learn from what happened.
In the role play?
Yeah.
Which was what? What did you learn?
What I learned is not to be disrespectful to people that are respectful to you.
And you took some stones home with you that day, didn't you?
Yes.
Can you tell me a bit about that?
The stones were a symbolic picture to help me when I'm feeling angry. So what I did was I went out with a few mates and had the stones in my pocket, and when I went to this certain shop there was a person not speaking English, and I got really frustrated and just wanted to be racist to him, but then instead of bringing the rocks out, I put my hand in my pocket and I just held them in my hand, and I felt calm again because of what I learnt from here.
Okay. Tell me about this one.
So the third week I was here, I made a cloud out of cotton balls.
What did the cloud represent?
The cloud represented angry thoughts. So first of all I split them up, and then I glued them all back together.
How did that work for you? What was that representing? Gluing them together?
It reminded me how when I'm angry to just stop and think before actually doing it, before actually bursting out and cursing people.
And then what did you do with the cloud then? What's this?
And then I put a cloud. Then I put the cloud into to a cylinder that I decorated to protect the cloud from all the bad stuff.
So containing the cloud in
Yes.
the container?
Containing it.
And then you added something at the end.
And then on top of the container, I added these two dark grey clouds, which symbolises bad, because dark clouds means bad.
Okay. So when you look at this artwork now, what's it going to remind you of?
Bad stuff inside. And if I do open it, I have to have a good enough reason why I opened it.
Hmm. What would you say has changed for you over this time, over these 3 sessions that you've had art therapy?
What has changed is the way my attitude towards people has changed.
How is it different?
I was a complete idiot to some people. I would always used to have fights with my parents, but now doing art therapy, I've learned how to control myself.
As someone who's had art therapy, what would you say to somebody who's considering it but might be feeling a bit nervous about doing so?
Whoever is considering doing art therapy, I recommend them to do it because it's really helpful.
How is it helpful?
It helps you with your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Being able to see things outside of yourself?
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I just had a really good time doing art therapy.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's okay.